All right, so today is Thursday. On Tuesday, I glued these tubes in, and I just want to do a real quick little update here to show you what this looks like after I sanded this. I used my big Bosch sander just to bring this down. I was trying to reduce the dust is what I was trying to do. I don't know how successful I was, but anyway, you can see there, and there's a couple places where the epoxy wasn't quite deep enough, like right here. And then right there's a little void, and I got a couple of them on the other side too. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grind these out just a little bit, drill them, grind them with I don't know, probably use that coarse rasp on my multi-tool. And then I got a couple of them over here too, a couple of little bit bigger ones, or one big one here, and then a couple little ones there. The rest of it's pretty good, other than it needs just a little more filling in a couple places here. But yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll ream those out just a little bit so we can get some new epoxy shoved in there. And then I think what I'm going to do, I had originally talked about laying fiberglass over the inside edge here and then bringing it out. But the problem is we got such sharp edges here, you'd really need to do a lot of rounding which I suppose, you know, could be done. That wouldn't be the end of the world either if you round these over a little bit. Of course, up here would be easier. But I think what I'm going to do is just put a piece of fiberglass over the whole thing after I do these again first. Put a piece of fiberglass over this whole area, and then just sand it to the edge here. That'll keep a nice smooth surface in here for the water to flow through. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. It's not going anywhere. We're sure. I mean, you can even see up here where the shadow is, how much wood there is there, and there's a lot of epoxy in there holding that tube in. So, not really too worried about the tube going anywhere. I don't think we're going to have to worry about that. But and then we are going to put some more fiberglass reinforcements on the inside too. So all we need to really do is get this sealed up and get it smooth, and try to do it with the least amount of restriction for the water to flow through here. All right, so today is Friday, and I gave my epoxy here a couple days to cure, and we are now ready. I'm going to put a piece of fiberglass cloth on here just to kind of bond this a little bit better. I don't think it probably really needs it, to be honest with you, but we're going to do it. I sanded this down. I just used my big Bosch sander, my big 6-inch Bosch sander to bring this down flush with the surface. I thought about radiusing the edge. Now, I did sand it just a little bit inside here, just hand sanded it. I did think about radiusing it just a little bit, but I don't know if that's really necessary or desirable. Yeah, I don't know if it probably really makes any difference on a displacement hull, but anyway, yeah, I'm going to get that done here shortly. Put a couple of pieces of glass cloth on here, and just kind of, yeah, like I said, I don't think it really would need it, but the idea is just to bond something between the fiberglass tube and the surface of the hull there. And back here, yeah, this is going all right. I've been working on this. Little John came out the other day and did a little, you know, an hour and a half or 2 hours of sanding for me here, which was very helpful. Otherwise, but then here I got this sanded and skim coated today, and tomorrow we'll do another probably half of this section here, and then skim coat that and sand that part. It's been warm. It's been mid-80s again here the last few days, so the epoxy is curing relatively quickly, but I wanted to start up on the deck again, start getting deck structure on, or the plywood on the deck up there. But with the warm temperatures, that's kind of out of the question. It gets warm up there. So, but back here on the keel, I need to decide what I want to do here now. I'd always kind of thought I was gonna, you know, maybe cut a little bit of this out, grind a little bit of this out to make it a little bit more hydrodynamic back here. But I'm to the point now where if I'm going to do that, I need to do it. And I've done some reading on it. I've got some books on, you know, engineering and design, and they talk specifically about that. I think it was probably one of David Gare's books, and he was kind of like, yeah, it's not going to hurt anything if you do, but on a displacement hull, it's not that big a deal either way. So I don't know what I want to do. If I want to try cutting some of this out. Now, there's only so much I could take out anyway, because I've got 2 half-inch steel rods going through here, and they're probably, I suppose right here, I suppose they are. I don't think I've got any others. The others would be back up in here. But, so, yeah, we could take, I guess, some out up here. I don't know. You know, most workboats, if you look at most workboats, they either don't have anything ground out back here, or if they do, it's just very, very rough. So, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I guess if somebody has some real strong thoughts on it, you can let me know, but yeah, I don't know, I'll have to think about that a little bit more. I hate to do more cutting away of boat that if it doesn't really need to be cut away. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, if you got any real strong thoughts on that, you can let me know. Otherwise, yeah, that's going to be it for today. I'm going to get that fiberglass cut and put on up here over these thruster tubes. And that will be pretty much done then for what I need to get done, now on the thruster tube. So, yeah, good deal. So today is Saturday, and I decided to show you what I'm up to here. I decided to go ahead and put a little bit of a indent here, a little bit of a taper here, coming back towards the prop so the water flows in there maybe a little better. Like I said, I think in the last clip, it really isn't necessary. They say on displacement hulls it's probably not necessary, but I decided to just go ahead and do it anyway. That way I won't, 5 years now, I wish I'd done that. Anyway, so I just put this was a 20-inch diameter garbage can lid, actually, is what it was. And I marked it 10 inches up and down, and then went around with it. I'm going an inch deep, or just about an inch deep. That mark there, if you can see it, is an inch. But anyway, yeah, it's not a lot. This here is kind of there's twin steel rods that go on either side of the shaft, all the way through the keel and down underneath. And they're within an inch or so of the sides of the boat, maybe even closer. We don't really know for sure, but well, I did at one time, but I don't know now how close they'd be. So anyway, I didn't want to come back too far. I couldn't go back too far, so I just kind of cut this semicircle in there, which is, yeah, not a lot, but it's better than nothing. And I used a variety of things here. I started out with my Arbor Tech, which is horribly aggressive. I mean, if you want to chop down a 200-foot redwood, this would probably do the trick. And then I went with my oh gosh, what's this called again? This rasp. And it's pretty aggressive too, but not as bad as the Arbor Tech here. And then I went with the flap disc on the grinder, and then just a little touch up with a 5-inch random orbital. And yeah, as you can see, that's, yeah, it's adequate. Not a big deal, but it's something anyway. I wouldn't call it ducted, but it's something. Now we got the other side to cut out, and we'll be ready to go. Alright, so today is October 2nd of 2024, and just a little quick update. I got these little scallops carved out of the hull here, and I put a coat of epoxy on there just to get the wood sealed up again. So it's not a lot, and I don't think it would have been necessary, but they're in there. Now at least you can say I've I did something. Made an attempt anyway. And as you can see here, I got the keel pretty much all done all the way along here. Just got to sand this, put this on yesterday. And then maybe a few places we need to touch up again, but otherwise it's looking pretty good. And up here, I put a sanding coat of epoxy on where I'd done my tubes here, and I put a layer of fiberglass on here, just, you know, from here to here or thereabouts. And this epoxy isn't curing just real well. I think it might be all right, but I don't know. We'll give it as long as possible to finish curing. And I don't know exactly what the problem would have been here, because, well, I think I do, but there wasn't any issues with the humidity or anything like that. I used a real small mixing cup, which I don't generally use. And here's the tray I used. And see, it's getting better every day. It's been several days since I did that. But I used this tiny little 1 cup mixing cup. And it's got the ratios on here. And then we're talking a 3-to-1 mix on my epoxy. And you go to a level of 2, and then with the resin, and 2 with the hardener. And I did that, mixed it up like I've always done. This is the same brand I've always used. I've just usually used bigger cups. And yeah, so I got my digital scale out and with the new cup, and I tested it at the 2 level, 2 mark, whatever you call it, and with water, and it was off by, oh geez, I don't know. I don't remember what it was, 9 grams or something like that. And then I did it, or no, it was more than that maybe even. And then I did it like up on the 5 mark, and it was a little bit better. It was maybe like 9 grams difference there. There was my numbers. Yeah, that's not relevant until you do the math, but yeah, anyways, so it was off a bit with water, and so that means it's going to be off with anything else too. So I suspect that's what my problem was, at these real low levels. It's just not real accurately indicated on here. So I don't know what's going to happen. Unfortunately, even that little amount that I mixed up, not only did I do both sides of the boat here, but I also did this area up here where I had put the fiberglass on. And this is actually, yeah, it's still a little tacky. So I don't know. I'll probably try cleaning this up with the Scotch-Brite and some water, see how it goes. And if it's still too tacky to sand, then I'll hit it with some vinegar and scrub it with some vinegar and try to get it off. And then it'll just have to be sanded. You'll go through quite a few sanding pads, even in a relatively small area. But there's not too many options there other than that. John was out yesterday. Little John was out yesterday, and I picked up on Monday. I picked up some more plywood in preparation for getting ready to start putting plywood up here. And we didn't do much on the boat. I did some more cleaning up on that shed over there to get things ready for winter, so I can get things put away and organized for winter. But I think we're going to start up here now too, and we'll carry on. You want to come up, Archie? Huh? You coming up? He's the only dog I've ever had that will climb upstairs. He's afraid of just about everything, but the stairs he'll climb up. You're a silly dog. Did you know that? You're a silly dog. But anyway, so we're going to start probably Thursday. I think he said he was going to come back. So we're going to start getting ready to put the deck on up here. And that's going to involve trimming these edges down so they're all on the same plane. And then also the raised shear there, we'll need to trim that and clean it up and whatnot and get ready for plywood going on there. But we kind of laid out got in our mind what we want to do here as for a pattern, and I think we'll do the same thing that we did here. We'll run the first row longitudinally, and then we'll do the second one with where it shifts, and the third one longitudinally again, and then try to maybe offset even that last layer a little bit so the top and bottom layer seams aren't on the same spots. But yeah, so that's going to be a pretty big job, but it won't be horrible. And then I suppose at the same time, as I have time and whatnot, I'll be working on the keel down here, and then we'll also be working on the side. And then once we get the keel done, we'll start working on the sides of the boat, getting the sides of the boat taped up, and that's going to be the winter project. Those three things: getting the keel done, getting the decks on, and then fiberglass, and then getting the work done on the sides of the boat. So like I said, I think last week, it's going to be a lot of the same stuff. I'll probably throw a few other odds and ends jobs in there as we're going, just to, you know, break up the work a little bit. Yeah, okay, I think it's time we go down so we don't fall down. All right, we'll talk to you again next week.